So,
The
how's it going?
Whew.
Whew.
Seeing it.
What's up?
So you're seeing it. I gotta go mow some grass when we get done with this.
Oh, some grass. Boy, it's
Yeah.
probably hot.
No. So did you go to Horror Nights last night?
Yeah, I'm going again tonight.
Was it lit?
Bro, it was so good. We went to the Stranger Things house.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty fun. But what's up?
Hannah hasn't seen that show, so she's not gonna get any of that when we go. But whatever, she'll get over it.
Really? It's a really good show. Have you watched it?
Yeah, it's fucking sweet.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, no, we're going this weekend with not this weekend, on the 27th. So it's like 3 weeks
Oh, for real?
or like a month, really, I guess.
Hell yeah. Boy, how about that? What's up?
Do they have a Michael Myers house this year or no? Like a
Yeah,
Halloween?
it's hot. It's Halloween 4. I don't know if you've seen the Halloween movies, but yeah, it's the fourth one.
Yeah, well, I went to one of the houses like a couple years ago when we went because they had one, and then plus they got the new Halloween movie coming out this year.
Yeah, it's the Return of Michael Myers.
Mm-hmm.
Should be lit.
For like the 15th time.
Yeah, no, it was packed. But it was packed, and then it like poured in the beginning. It was terrible. In the beginning, yeah. So, all right. Ready to get this? What's up?
Are you just recording this like normal? Like,
yeah, no, I'm Facebook Live, and then I'll just keep the Facebook Live on there.
Keep the video. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, I don't have my equipment, so I can't really record the show. But I'm gonna try to pull the audio off, and then I could probably post it. Show.
Yeah.
All right. It's almost 12. Hopefully I got enough battery in my phone. I'm at like 55%.
Who all went?
It was just me and Angie.
Was it?
Yeah. My buddy Matt's coming tonight, so he's going to be with us.
Sweet.
Hell yeah. Boy, I need to trim my beard, dog. This is terrible.
Yeah, I'm getting a haircut today, so I won't look like a hobo no more.
This is so lame. You can't turn your phone like sideways. You have to keep it vertical.
Oh, yeah, I got mine propped up.
So.
But,
all right, well.
It's weird getting into it without the intro, but I guess we'll go over, we couldn't really do, I tried to do the video recap. Like,
didn't work.
Video, and my phone messed up. Like, over the summer, it's got to where, like, if I record anything over, like, 2.5 minutes, it just, like, cuts itself off. I don't know what's doing that.
That's weird.
But, all I was going to talk about was Jacksonville looking legit.
They looked solid on Sunday, boy.
Like, I was saying that, like, I think they're going to be, like, a legit, like...
Contender
for a deep playoff run. I still don't think they go to the Super Bowl because at some point I think the wheels come off.
Yeah, I mean... I don't know, like, the Patriots look awful.
Well, and to be honest, the Patriots have looked bad in the first month of the season for the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I think Tom's age is starting to get to him, man. He couldn't. He didn't have the power on his arm, man.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to zip any balls downfield anymore. I mean, which New England's been playing that underneath type offense for the last couple of years anyway. But he did throw 2 balls to like towards Gronk in the end zone against Jacksonville, and they just like floated out of bounds. It was stupid.
Yeah,
but
it was a lot of short throws. I didn't see a lot of bombs at all.
Yeah. And I think for my bold predictions, I said he was going to tear them up, and then they were still going to lose the game. So it's half right on that. And then my other predictions, what were they? Oh, I said Dak was going to pop off, and they were going to beat the Giants, which I mean, he played okay, and they won. So I was kind of half-assed right about that.
Yeah.
And then I don't remember what my other one was.
I had. Let's see. I had the 49ers winning, which they did. I did have Jacksonville winning, but my prediction was close. I had it at 20. It was like 28-20, something like that. I think that was my prediction.
Yeah,
so it was pretty close.
Yeah, I think like under they're pretty much 20 points.
And then,
But
boy, Tampa. Whew,
Fitzpatrick did it 2 weeks in a row.
that's
One,
crazy.
which they play. Who do they play this week?
Tampa, they play. Oh, I should know this. I just looked at
Oh,
it.
they play Pittsburgh Monday night.
Okay. Ooh, I don't know,
So
man. Pittsburgh. Ooh.
they just terrible. Well, it's not that they look terrible. Like they're scoring points and Big Ben's throwing the ball, but he
Right.
turns over too much, and then their defense is just really bad.
Dude, I mean, Big Ben looked halfway decent. And
Yeah, I mean,
I don't
he's
know.
he's singing. He's like second in the league in pass yards right now behind Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter when your defense is giving up 42, 43 points. And to spin off of that, like I imagine KC's going to beat San Francisco this week. They should.
Oh, for sure, dude. Kansas City is.
The,
That's
the,
crazy, man.
the only downside to Kansas City, which I was kind of talking to JP about that, was, in the two games, I think their defense is giving up like 32 points a game or 30 points a game. I think they
Yeah.
gave up 30 to the Chargers and they gave up 38 to the Steelers. So, I mean, are they going to have to score 35 points every single time, to win?
And can Patrick Mahomes still throw it for 6 touchdowns? I mean,
Yeah, no, I mean, at some point somebody's going to figure them out and shut them down. So then their defense, and they have a talented defense. I don't know why they're playing that poorly.
yeah, they do. Their defense is pretty top
But
notch.
I mean, they did play the Chargers 2 weeks ago, which I have Chargers, obviously winning the Super Bowl, so they have a great offense. And the Steelers have,
Chargers looking good, man.
well, yeah, we'll see. I mean, listen, I don't remember what I had my seedings at. I don't know if I might have had Chargers winning that division because I had the Chargers and Denver going to the playoffs, and I didn't have KC going.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's and I think Denver's 2-0 also, aren't they?
Denver's what, 2-0?
Yeah, I believe
Yeah,
so.
I think Denver
Yeah,
won last
and
week.
they play Baltimore this week, so that game's kind of 50-50 to be honest.
Yeah.
So, and then
let's see who else plays.
well, the Giants and Houston are 2 0-2 teams. I think those are two of the biggest disappointments of the year.
Dude, Giants. Whew.
You can ask most people. I thought Houston and Deshaun Watson were going to come in and like run that division and be the second or third best team in the AFC. And they've lost now to Tennessee, and they lost to New England week 1.
I'm surprised, dude. Tennessee looked pretty good, I didn't
I
think
don't,
they were going to beat them.
I don't know about good, but
They beat the Houston Texans, which have a healthy team.
yeah. Well, but if we don't throw that fake punt for a touchdown, we lose. So.
It looks like Mariota's going to take most of the snaps this week. What do you think?
Yeah, they said what it was is which it was a dirty play when he got hit in Miami, but he got hit in like the elbow, and like how when you get hit in like the funny bone and like your arm kind of goes numb for a minute.
Yeah, a little bit.
How he's been for the past like 2 weeks. He said he has like tingling in his fingers, but they had yesterday when he was throwing in practice, he was zipping it 34, 35 yards downfield with no problem. So. We'll probably start him. You got Oakland and Miami. Miami's 2-0. Oakland's 0-2. John
Oakland.
Gruden is doing terrible as a coach.
Boy.
Not sure, like I said last week, I think, if this season keeps going south for them and they play terrible, I could see him pulling the plug on Derek Carr and going and getting a quarterback or drafting a quarterback that he wants. He drafts.
They need to figure out that passing game, man.
I don't know why you have Amari Cooper and Derek Carr and Michael or no, I don't actually Derek or Amari Cooper's the only wideout I can think of that they have. To be honest.
Martavis Bryant.
Well, they just signed him back this week, right?
Yeah. Well, no, they signed him last week. Didn't he play last week? Or did he sit on the bench? I don't know.
Can't remember. And then, like I said before, when your starting running back is like Marshawn Lynch,
he did score last week.
He scored. Yeah, he's good for like a touchdown and like 30 yards, 40 yards, and then he's done.
Yeah,
so,
man.
That. Let's see what other bigger games are this week. New England plays Detroit. Detroit's 0-2. A lot of people are thinking Matthew Stafford might finally find his footing and just tear up that New England defense. And
Blake Bortles did it, man.
Blake did it. I mean, and Deshaun almost brought Houston back in that Week 1 game, and we lost by 7. So
Yeah.
that's the Sunday night game. So we'll see.
We got
Chicago
another.
plays Arizona. Arizona's really bad, but Sam Bradford has started their 0-2. Chicago's 1-1. Dallas and Seattle. I didn't think Seattle would be 0-2 at this point in the season.
Seattle didn't look good, man.
But
Chicago.
Russell Wilson hasn't had a starting offensive line worth of crap since like 2014. So he's
Um,
there. I think Chicago wins that. The Chargers and Rams game is going to be interesting.
Rams look solid, man.
Well,
Todd Gurley's a beast.
the Rams are arguably the most put together team because their defense is awesome, and their offense, you can either have Goff slinging around, and then they're having
Gurley.
Gurley. Yeah, I don't know, was it Melvin Gordon? But they both scored last week, I think. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's like every get inside the 15-yard line, Gurley can just punch it in, like no matter what. So
And Melvin Gordon looks solid too, man. He's had 2 solid games.
Yeah, and this is a big game for the Chargers because if you lose this game, you go 1-2.
Yeah.
So this is a huge game for them. Green Bay plays Washington. Aaron Rodgers said something about they think playing is going to make his leg even worse. I don't.
That's what he said. He said he fears like every time he plays on that knee, his knee's gonna give out.
I mean, then sit out. If it's that bad.
Come on, man. They're backups to Sean Kaiser. Do you really trust Sean Kaiser taking them anywhere?
Yeah, but if you're that coach, do you want your franchise quarterback out there playing on a bum knee, and if he gets hit the wrong way, he could tear something
and be out for the season?
But that's pretty much most of next week. Cincinnati plays Carolina. That'll be a good game. I think Cincinnati pulled that off, and then New Orleans, Atlanta.
That's a divisional matchup, bro.
Yeah, big showdown. I don't know where it's at. If it's in Atlanta, if it's in New Orleans, I think
it's in Atlanta.
Okay. Drew Brees will more than likely outplay Matt Ryan, but it ultimately depends on which defense shows up. So, whichever defense plays better is going to win that game. And the Saints have had a really bad defense since the start. I think Marcus Lattimore came out and was like, "We need to stop sucking."
Pulling an Antonio Brown.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then last Cleveland was down 14-0 to the Jets.
Boy, that game was like, man, the Jets are just eating them alive. And then once Baker came in, man, that was.
Yeah, I didn't watch it because I could really care less about those teams.
Baker looked good, man.
Yeah, I figured the Jets would win. I didn't figure Tyrod would get hurt and then they'd sling Baker in there.
He said he had a concussion. I don't even know where he got hit to get a concussion.
I don't think he did. Did you see that meme where it was like, Baker or Tyrod, you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. No, you're not.
No, you're not.
No, you have a concussion.
Go Baker.
Yeah. So he played well. I mean, JP.
He slung the ball, man.
Like JP's been in love with Baker since he was at Oklahoma. I mean, he played in the Big 12, won the Heisman, couldn't get to the championship game. So, he's a smaller dude, can sling the ball, run around. He's slippery, smart. He's got swagger to him. He's going to be a good quarterback, I guess. But it's just like week 1 for the Jets when Sam Darnold came out and just like obliterated everyone.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's like the next Tom Brady. And now the last 2 games he's looked mediocre. So Baker comes in the second half, down, playing a bad team who hasn't prepped for him at all, and shows out a little bit. So everyone knows Baker can play. It's just how long can he play in this league before they figure him out and shut him down? Like, how many quarterbacks have come out of the Big 12 that run the Big 12 and then come to the pros and can't do it?
Can't think of one.
And this one's undersized. So, I mean, I don't know. Baker, they were having a debate this morning, which I think I told JP this morning. He was texting me. I said, if Baker starts the rest of the year, he'll probably win 3 more games. They have to play the NFC South. They got to play Atlanta, Carolina, Tampa, and then they have their own division. I mean, they already tied the Steelers, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they tied with the Steelers.
The Steelers won't do that again and make that mistake.
God
Uh,
no.
Baltimore, they could probably split one game with Baltimore, 1-1,
Mm.
so that could be a win. They're going to have to play New Orleans if they play the NFC South, which
It's hard matchups, man.
well, that's right. They lost to New Orleans. They don't have a kicker. So those like the Steelers game and the New Orleans game were 2 wins that they probably could have had honestly if they would have played Baker. So I think the coaches kind of screwed the pooch on that one.
Coach even said he didn't know who was going to start next week.
Yeah,
Look at it.
I feel like they always say that, and trust me, I fully expect Tyrod to probably start next week.
Mm-hmm.
Like teams always seem to do that if they have a young guy come in the middle of a game and play well. They're like, well, we're going to start our regular starter again, and then if Tyrod comes out and sucks again next week, they'll throw Baker in. The leash will get shorter and shorter on Tyrod, and eventually there will be no more Tyrod. So we'll see. Baker, he threw like 204 yards.
No touchdowns. It was
He didn't throw a touchdown.
No, it was he was 4 for 5 for like 40 yards going into the end of the third quarter. And then he ended up finishing with 200 yards.
Yeah, I think overall he went like 17 to 23. I did see that.
Carlos Hyde scored twice. That's where their scores came from.
Who scored? Oh, didn't they win 21-17?
Yes. And I think who did score the other one?
I don't know. Let me
look. Did they kick a field goal? Oh, they kicked a field goal. No, I don't know.
I mean, I guess they could kick 2. No, they scored 21, so they probably. I thought he threw for a touchdown, but I could be wrong.
I don't think he did.
So, I don't know what Cleveland really does. I think, like I said, I think they'll start Tyrod. They have 2 wideouts they can play. They have Jarvis Landry and they have the dude from Florida, Callaway.
Yeah, their tight end's pretty good.
Well, their offensive line looks really bad. So, I mean, if that's going to continue to be a problem, it doesn't really matter who's in a quarterback. And then their defense with Jabril Peppers and Myles Garrett and those guys. Baker did not throw a touchdown. Carlos Hyde scored 2.
And then 2 field goals.
I don't know where the other. Yeah, but that would only give them 20. They scored 21. Oh, they went for 2, didn't they?
Oh yeah, they had the conversion.
Oh.
They did the Cleveland special.
Well, but that was to get it to 14 because they had 6. So I don't know where that other point came from, unless it was a. Okay, yeah, because that tied it at 14, and then Carlos scored. Right. Okay. See, I mean, Sam Darnold only had 170 yards, and he was below 50% completion rate.
Yeah, I don't know. They looked good in the first half, and they just flopped the second one.
That seems to happen in the NFL a lot too. When a team gets a big lead in the first half,
they just blow it.
They're just and Jacksonville almost made the mistake this past week by letting the team back in it because they started being conservative.
Yeah, it was getting sketchy there at the end.
Yeah, so that just seems to always happen. And it's not just the NFL; it's all the sports except basketball. I feel like basketball is the only sport where if you're up by 20 in the second quarter, you can go. You're going to win that game. But the NFL, no lead is ever safe.
Yeah, man.
I have a little list here just for some of the league leaders through week 2, in case people are wondering. You got Ryan Fitzpatrick first in passing yards, then Big Ben. Sam Darnold's up to 3rd, but he's already played his 3rd game. Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers. Rushing yards is Carlos Hyde. Then Matt Breida for San Fran. I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, Breida.
Joe Mixon's 3rd with 180. Philip Lindsay for Denver, and then Isaiah Crowell for the Giants. So there's no big name backs in the top 5.
Isaiah Crowell?
Isaiah's 5th, yeah.
Doesn't he play for the Jets? Not the Giants?
The Jets. Him and Carlos Hyde both played last night.
Okay, that's what I thought.
They're up there. Receiving yards, Jarvis Landry, which he had over 100
Wow.
last night. Yeah, he had over 100 last night. Deshaun Jackson 2nd with 275. Michael Thomas for New Orleans. Then Tyreek Hill, and then Brandon Cooks through week 2. Defensive side, the rookie Darius Leonard. I think he's from South Carolina State or something.
Okay.
He's leading league with 28 tackles. I think he had 19 last week.
Good Lord.
He's a linebacker for Indy. Anthony Hitchens for KC. I don't know who Doug Middleton is, or Joe Scobert or Fred Warner. Play for Cleveland and San Fran. So that's top 5 in tackles. Sacks is Myles Garrett with 4, Von Miller with 4, DeForest Buckner with 3.5, Geno Atkins and Devon Kennard with 3 apiece. And then interceptions is Shaquille Griffin for Seattle with 2, tied with Rashad Jones, Darren Lee, Bradley McDougall, and DJ Swearinger all have 2 picks through 2 games. So just an update on a couple of those stats. Do you have an upset for this week in the NFL, really? I mean, to me, the biggest upset would be if Tennessee somehow beats Jacksonville.
That'd be something, man, wouldn't it?
Listen, I'm obviously a huge Tennessee fan. I think if I have to predict the score right now, I say Jacksonville probably wins 24-10.
That's a.
But we did sweep last year. So
Yeah, but you also have a hobble, like, a little concern for Mariota.
Listen, I think Mariota's been hobbled for the past 3 years. And if we don't make the playoffs this year or at least win 9 games, I think it might be time to move on. Because he seems to have an injury every single year, and it's getting so old.
Yeah, but dude, if they get rid of Mariota, they can't rely on Blaine Gabbert, man.
Well, no, we would have to draft someone, so that's why I think, or either that or throw some money at like Nick Foles or something in the offseason. So that's about our only choice. But yeah, that would be my upset if Tennessee can beat Jacksonville. It's in Jacksonville. I'm actually going to the game Sunday. I got tickets.
Oh, you do? Nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in there with my Eddie George jersey on and get booed probably.
I got an upset for you.
Who's that?
I got San Fran over Kansas City this week.
Sure, it's in KC too, I think.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo is possible. So
I'm guessing 21-14. I don't think Patrick Mahomes has another 6 touchdowns in him.
I thought he was going to tie the record with Peyton and.
Didn't he break it?
Peyton's tied. Him and somebody else threw 7 touchdowns in a game. I don't remember who he's tied with.
Oh, you said touchdowns per game. Okay, I thought you meant like in the first few weeks.
Yeah, he's done like 2 in the first 10 weeks. That broke a record. So, all right, let's swing over and just talk about the Jimmy Butler deal for a second, or the Jimmy Butler situation for a second in the NBA.
Which they just put a story out that the Timberwolves are going to do everything they can to keep Butler in there.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you play 2K and you're doing like a franchise or something, and you offer a team like 150 draft picks for like one of their top players, and it's like, this player is too important to our franchise, we'll never leave him or never get rid of him. That's pretty much what team just tweeted out. They said, Butler is a high-profile franchise guy, and we're gonna do everything in our power to keep him in this organization. So I don't know when he's a free agent. So
I think it's next season.
Okay, well then he could just pull a Le'Veon Bell and just sit out all season and then get what he wants.
If he does go somewhere, I foresee him, like most sources are saying, he's going to the Clippers. Yeah,
well, when it originally surfaced, it came out that he wants to go to the Nets, the Clippers, or the Knicks. That's where he wants to go. So everyone's like, "Oh my God, you're like want to be traded and you don't want to go play with LeBron." Like Jimmy Butler's never been past the second round of the playoffs. I don't think LeBron would want.
Butler's a shooting guard, isn't he?
Probably. I guess.
He's not. Okay. I don't know. I don't think he's a small forward. No,
I don't think he's a forward. So it's just.
Oh, he is a forward. Oh shit, yeah, he is.
I mean, Jimmy's a really good player. He's a scorer. I don't know how well he plays defense, but when it comes down to it, like if you're gonna go play with LeBron, you're gonna go to the finals, or at least now he's in the West, you're gonna be, playing to get to the finals. You're gonna be, in the Western title game more than likely.
Right.
So, and like I said, Butler's never been past the second round, so he has like literally no experience like in the playoffs. And I don't think if you're LeBron, you want somebody that shoots a lot who has never been there before.
I think what it comes down to is the Clippers can offer a huge extent, like a huge deal.
That's too. They can give him like a max deal, like it's going to be like an absurd amount of money.
He's definitely going to have to go for a 5-year. If he chooses one of those teams, I recommend going for the highest you can get.
I can't believe he's leaving Karl Anthony Towns and Andrew Wiggins and all that. Like, The Timberwolves
Dude,
could be a legit team this year.
yeah, they could. I mean,
Karl Anthony Towns is probably going to win MVP.
but if he does stay with the Timberwolves, he's going to be in next year's free agent class, which also highlight Kevin Durant, Kyrie, Klay
Yeah.
Thompson, DeMarcus Cousins.
What a lot of people are saying is like when free agency comes around next year, it's going to just be like Battle of Los Angeles. Like they're like KD's going to go join with LeBron, Butler and Kawhi are going to go to the Clippers, and it's going to be like the two LA teams running the league. And that'd be pretty sweet, to be honest.
Can you imagine Kevin Durant joining LeBron James? That's too much.
You wouldn't need anyone else. You just put them two on the floor. They probably. But here's the thing, like, everyone's freaking out because Jimmy Butler doesn't want to go play with LeBron.
Right.
Everyone criticizes LeBron for leaving and teaming up with Wade. Everyone criticizes Durant for teaming up with the entire Golden State team. So now you got a player who's saying, screw that. I don't want to go make a super team. I want to go somewhere and get paid. And everyone's mad at that. So, like, what do you want him to do? Do you want him to get paid or do you want him to go make a super team? Like, you can't have both or neither. He's got to do one. He's got to either go get paid and play on an okay team and he'll be the best guy, or go play on a team where he's the second or third best guy, but you're going to win 2 or 3 rings. So
it's all about the rings, man.
That's what sucks about NBA fans and the NBA, like the league, just like the NBA in general, is like the fans are always like, oh, he's a sellout and went and joined people, or he's selfish and he just wants money. There's no middle ground.
No, of course not.
So I think they'll eventually trade him, because if they don't trade him, then it's likely he does just sit all season long like Kawhi did last year.
My knee hurts.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So, I mean, you have Karl Anthony Towns, you have Andrew Wiggins, and you have, I don't know, there's another one on there. So you're going to have a decent team anyway. So if you can trade him and get something for him, do it. Trade him to the Clippers and get some draft picks or something. Trade him to the Nets and get some draft picks. Do something to where he doesn't just sit out all year and then the free agent and go where he wants.
Here's the thing, though. When he played for the Bulls, right? That's where he started.
Or like, yeah.
It was him. It was him and someone else. But when they traded him, the Bulls got Chris Dunn, Zach LaVine, and Lauri Markkanen for all Jimmy Butler.
Crap load, I know. And
then now he wants out.
I think he said he played 59 games.
59 games for 3 players, man.
Yeah. So that's probably why they don't want to trade him, because they're like, we gave up, a ton of people.
A ton, yeah.
Yeah. So
crazy.
In other words, if they trade him, they're going to want a ton back.
Oh, for sure.
Might not be willing to give that up. So we'll see. One thing I see here, since we haven't talked about LeBron in a while, they're saying, do you think the Lakers surpass 50 wins this year? And I don't think they do. We've seen in the past when LeBron joins a new team or brings in new players, they struggle to find their footing for the first 2 months of the season. Like
you realize he's playing with the ball, Lonzo, Kuzma,
Brandon Ingram can ball.
Yeah.
Then they brought in Rondo. They brought in JaVale McGee. They brought in who's the other? Michael Beasley, didn't they? Did they bring in Beasley?
I think they did.
So yeah, they have, because I remember they were saying when practices were going to start, they were just going to start off with young guys versus the veterans in practice. It was going to be like LeBron, McGee versus Lonzo, Ingram, and Kuzma.
People sleep on Rondo, bro. Rondo can still ball.
All the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
They did. They balled. So, I mean, I don't think Rondo should start. I think you start Lonzo. Just because
Which Magic just came out with the story about Lonzo adjusting his shot, and he thinks Lonzo's going to –
He has the ugliest looking shot I've ever seen in my life.
But they're planning on him being a breakout season, which I don't know, man. Playing with LeBron seems tough.
Well, it is, because you got to play LeBron's way, or you're going to get shuffled. We've seen that in all the organizations, or the 2 organizations. The twice he was in Cleveland, and then in Miami. Like if you don't like playing with LeBron, you're going to he comes before you do. And Magic and LeBron are good friends. LeBron pretty much is Magic as a player. They play the same way. LeBron just more talented. And, Magic wants to win championships, and you have the best player in the world on your team. If Lonzo Ball or Kuzma or Rondo start crying, they don't like it because LeBron, shoots too much. He's not going to tell LeBron to stop shooting. He's going to tell you shut up or leave.
I think you'll see LeBron play more of the 6.
He should.
Like he's getting bigger, so I think he'd be better off playing the 6 and let them handle the front court.
Well, we've seen LeBron in his prime. Like, obviously his best years were in Miami when he was, like, shooting the 3 ball at, like, the best career rate he ever had. But when LeBron is at his best, when he can drive, they double and triple team him, and he kicks it to a wide open dude in the corner, and they nail the 3. With the Cavs last year, like, that's the only shot JR could hit. So he didn't have those perimeter guys. Kyrie was gone. He didn't have those perimeter guys to keep up with Golden State. I mean, if LeBron, dribble drives to the hole and lays it in, they go down to the other end and Steph hits the 3. Then LeBron comes back down, drives, kicks it out, they miss the 3, they go back down, Clay hits the 3. But you can't keep up with them unless you can hit a 3. And
I'm excited to see the Lakers Celtics revamp. That's going to be a good series.
That would actually be a sweet finals this year as Lakers Celtics.
I think the Lakers are going to struggle at first just to get the feel of things.
Yeah, they will. Like I said, I mean, Cleveland was, struggling to stay above 500 early last year.
Yeah.
So, and then plus, the playoffs are going to be a lot harder for LeBron this year. He's going to have to deal with the Spurs.
He's in the West.
So it's not gonna be easy for him like it was. I'm not gonna say it's been easy his entire career. He's just that good to where he can beat those East teams pretty much by himself. Now he's, honestly, the coaching's a lot better in the West too. You got is Doc Rivers still over the Clippers?
Yes.
Yes, you got Doc. You got Billy Donovan now. You obviously got Pop. You got Kerr. I don't know the Timberwolves coach, but
it's Thibodeau.
Yeah, it is Thibodeau. So he's put that team together. And, the East has what's the guy's name? The Celtics coach now.
It's a young guy. It's on the tip of my tongue.
I'm pretty sure he just won Coach of the Year last year.
Yeah, well, dude, Celtics. I'm telling you, man, Celtics are going to be a hard team to beat in the East.
They're probably the team to beat as long as they keep Kyrie.
Yeah, because they have Kyrie healthy. They have Gordon Hayward healthy.
They got Al Horford.
Yeah, they retained Marcus Smart. I mean,
Marcus Smart's a good little point guard.
He's a sleeper, man. He's a hell of a point guard.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think the season starts in like less than a month, right?
26 days.
26 days. So, like regular season basketball, like everyone's hyped for it, like the beginning, because there's always new players on your teams. And then the season's just so long. Somewhere in the middle, they kind of lose everybody to me, and they definitely lose me in the middle of the season.
Well, it's because of the All-Star.
Yeah, and then Christmas time comes around, and it kind of ramps back up because they normally schedule some good Christmas Day games. And but yeah, hopefully this year will be more interesting. With LeBron in the West, I think it definitely make the league, different.
I think LeBron wants competition, to be honest with you.
Well, and he's also at that point, and I mean. He went to the Lakers because look at the crap he's doing off the court right now. He's like starring in movies, producing in movies, commercials. I mean, he's almost as big.
He built a school, man. He built a school.
He made a school in Cleveland. So I think he's past the point of really. He obviously still cares, but like I think LeBron, it used to be like NBA, win a championship, like family, everything else. Now it's like NBA, life after NBA, I think the tables are kind of turned a little bit to where now he's looking more into the future past his career than just, this next season.
I'm just
players should do. Like someone with that voice, that big of a voice should be doing it.
Yeah, of course. I'm excited to see something else besides the Warriors Cavs finals, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean Cavs probably won't even make the playoffs this year, so
I don't think Cavs hit the 50 mark, man.
I don't think they win 25.
God.
They're getting the first draft pick again. So I don't know. NBA season will be fun when it starts, and that'll be a lot more to talk about with that. We can hit on the MLB real quick. I don't really keep up with baseball, but I know the playoffs are approaching.
Red Sox just clinched the AL East last
Mm-hmm.
night, beating the Yankees.
Yep, I saw that. I think. Got a dog. Yeah, I think the Red Sox and Indians are going to end up being like the first round. A first round. Let me see.
Cleveland already clinched.
Yeah, no, they did.
Let's see. Yeah, Cleveland clinched their division. The Braves are top of the NL East. That's gonna be exciting.
Yeah, so you got Boston won the East. I guess that's Cleveland that won the Central. The Astros won the West. The A's are through. Well, I guess it's not over yet. They're leading. The A's are 3.5 games behind. Then you have the Yankees and the A's in the wild card. Tampa 6.5 behind the A's. So that's the American League. The National League, I guess. The Braves are really that good, huh? I don't think the Braves will ever be good.
Braves, dude. I've seen a few Braves games. I actually went to a Braves game. They're pretty good this year. I think they're gonna go somewhere far in the playoffs.
Yeah, it looks like they're tied for the 2 seed right now with the Dodgers, but they got the Braves leading the East, the Cubs leading the National Central, the Dodgers leading the West, and the Brewers and the Cardinals in the wild card. So, and then their race is a lot closer too. They have like 4 or 5 teams within a wild card spot in the National League. The AL's only got Tampa and the A's and the Yankees fighting for the 2 spots.
Does it remind you of anything? Basketball.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Yeah, the West has always got a long list of teams. The East.
Yeah. I'm surprised by Boston, man. I don't watch baseball that often anymore, but Boston looked pretty good.
Me either. So we'll try and keep up with some of that some more. I don't even know who's won any like the awards or who's leading the award races this year. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't paid attention to baseball other than like the All-Star break this year.
I normally watch baseball when playoffs start.
Oh, speaking of NBA and baseball, LeBron supposedly coming out with Space Jam 2.
Oh, that'd be exciting, man. Space Jam 2?
Yeah, it says, will LeBron play baseball in the new Space Jam movie? We'll probably go play minors now.
Oh, jeez.
So, but yeah, I mean, they can only have a week or two, right? Because the playoffs only start like the second week of October, I think, or the first week maybe.
October, bro.
So we'll cover more of that when it comes on. Get a little more. I haven't even researched any of it. I just figured we could try and cover some of that. Like I said, baseball's way more interesting than the playoffs anyway. Because don't they like for like their wild card games? Isn't it just like a 1-game series?
No.
Or I thought they were the league that did that. Where like if they isn't it they have like a tie for a wild card spot or something?
Okay, so it is a 1-game series.
Okay, I thought so. Yeah, they're like a season because I saw someone like wrote an article about this. They said they have a 182 game season. They have a 7-game final, like championship series. Everything's but their wild card season or their wild card round is 1 game.
Yeah, wild card's 1 game. The division is a 5-game series.
Yeah, see, it's only 5. That's what someone was saying. Like, baseball is such a long season, but then you go into one of the most important weekends of the season, and you only let them play 1 game, and it's pretty much just a pitching matchup.
Yeah, the division's 5. The league championship, so NL and AL, is 7, and then the World Series is 7.
So that's weird. I mean, that'd be like if if basketball did that. Like, all right, the guys that come in at wild cards play 1 games, and then like the conference game or like divisional conference games are 5 series, and that would just be weird. I like the NBA being all 7.
Yeah, I don't know. It'd be weird.
But all right. Well, I think we can start wrapping this up.
Yeah,
we covered a good little bit. Hopefully next weekend we'll both be in town so we can do a real show.
No, yeah, I'm gonna be in town next weekend.
Yeah, I will be too.
At least Friday.
I might try and see if I can get my freaking phone to work. I might try and do like a fantasy deal on like Sunday morning or something.
Okay.
So maybe we can try and work that out before I go to the game because I think we're leaving here at like 10 to go. So
Tailgating.
yeah, I'm gonna meet up with JP and Robert, a couple other people. I guess they're all going, so we're gonna go down there and hang out. And
Oh yeah.
hopefully it won't rain. That'd be nice.
Bring an umbrella, dog.
But yeah, if you watched, we appreciate it. If you listen when Brett gets this, hopefully we appreciate it. Don't forget to go follow and rate and like Roundtable Sports Talk on iTunes and the iPodcast app. The more reviews we get, the more ratings we get, we can keep climbing the charts, hopefully, or get on the charts, then we'll start climbing.
Come on, boy. We need to get 200. I need to hit the 200 spot.
Yeah, so go on your iPhone, go to iTunes, type in Roundtable Sports Talk, click on it, and give us a star rating and a comment, and that'll help us, become more exposed and get recognized. So,
Yep.
appreciate everybody watching. Me and Brett, he's in Orlando, I'm in town, so glad we were able to do this on live.
Yep. Thank God I figured this out.
Yeah, right. I thought we weren't going to be able to do it this week. So,
oh no.
Listen and be looking out, on Twitter and Facebook. We'll try and post a fantasy, if not video, at least, we'll tell you guys who's starting to sit maybe for this week.
I'm winning right now, boy. College High got me 22 points last night.
I didn't have anybody on those two teams. So, yeah, hopefully I can go 2-1 this week. So, but we appreciate the listening, and we'll hopefully talk to you guys next week.
All right. See you.
See you.